we always had pork at home when I was growing up. Of course, that's because we raised our own hogs and we butchered our own hogs. And one of Mama's favorite recipes was the stuffed pork chops. And today I'm going to share that with you. So she always made her stuffing, as I'm going to show you how, and then she stuffed the chops after the stuffing cooled. So I'm going to start sauteing my onions in this melted butter. Now you can use butter or you can use margarine. It doesn't matter. One's just as tasty as the other. Now, I'm going to add our onions. Start them sauteing. Again, you don't want to overcook your stuff. Like, add my bell pepper. All your vegetables, you do not want to overcook them because they will cook inside the chops and it will enhance the flavor of the meat because the pork will just absorb that wonderful flavor of the stuffing. Okay, I'm going to add some garlic and never wants to come out of here. I don't blame it. Okay, going to saute that very lightly. Pretty. Smells good too. You never go wrong using this. Yes, Mama always did her pork chops because I think that was her favorite meat, and we always had pork at home, and that always went well with the sweet potatoes that she fixed, and that was another one of her favorite dishes, the sweet potatoes. Now, Mama was a real good cook, and she passed that on to me. Of course, all these wonderful recipes, I found them in my file when I was looking through, and it just made me feel so good. Okay. This smells good too. Okay. I'm going to let that saute a little bit here. And I'll show you how to make squeezed bread. The reason it's called squeezed bread, because you soak it in milk, then you squeeze it. Squeeze all the milk out of it. You know, it'll kind of make that stuffing just stick together. Let me get some more here. I'll probably need about 3 slices. Okay. Squeezed bread. I kind of like bread and milk myself. Now, some people don't think I'm sane eating bread and milk sometimes with sugar on top, but I've learned how to make me a meal with that. Okay. This is my bread into my stuffing mix. Okay. On top of this, I'm going to season it with a little dab of salt and a little pepper. So now, there you go. Then I'll mix all this together and let it just cook, and it'll just hold on together real good, and then it'll be easy to stuff into your chops. But of course I'm going to have to cool this down before, and I've already got some cool ones prepared, so I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Now while this cooks and just a little bit more, I'm going to go over and show you how I prep my pork chops. Now, okay. We'll just let that simmer a little bit here. All righty, let that cook. So here I have my gorgeous pork chops, which, by the way, I like to kind of have about 1 1/4 inches thick because that gives you a lot of room to stuff. Okay, and you take your little knife and you make a pocket inside your chop here. Okay, that's where you're going to add your stuffing to. Now, before you add your stuffing, you season both sides of your chops. Salt, and pepper. Oops. Should have used my fingers. Do much better with my hands. Rub that in real good. Of course, you put your hot sauce. A little dabble do you, like they say. Rub it in. Then you take your stuffing, which of course I have, cooled. That's just for handling purposes, really. And you just push it in with your fingers because you want to add as much stuffing to this as you can. See? Just, there you go. Just kind of like stuffing I guess a sausage. Do your pockets real pretty. Now, see how it just bulks up here, so you've got enough stuffing there, and you lay them in your pan, because I'm going to bake these. Now, okay, I'm going to do another one just to show you. Let me see, let me put a little salt and pepper on this one. Okay. Now we want these to taste as good as they can be. Okay. Now, I've eaten a lot of these in my day, because Mama just loved them. And of course, when you have access to the pork, you really, and it always went so well with the sweet potatoes that she cooked. Okay. Yeah. Stuff it in real good. Seems like the more stuffing you have, the better the pork chops taste. Okay. Stuff it in. Now, you see this? This is so quick and easy. Okay. No problem. It's just very simple, too. Just any homemaker can do this. Okay, then you lay them in your platter, or your baking dish, rather. You gotta lay it in the baking dish. Okay. Then I'm going to take these, and I'm going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees. And I'm going to bake them, because you can't broil these, because the pork won't be fully cooked, and you want to make sure that your pork is well done when you take it out. Now, halfway through the hour that you're baking them, if you want to flip them over and brown them on both sides, that's fine. Just make sure that your pork's well done. But I usually don't cover mine. I let them bake in the oven without covering them. All right, and while these are baking for about an hour now, I'm going to fix that sweet potato dish that will go very well with this pork.